Hello, Nobles. Mr. Misko here to help you out with another one of these missions. Today, Mission 1, Tree of Life and the Vegetarian Edition. We're going to take a look at um, some fruits and vegetables, some plants. So, here we go. We have bananas, lemons, onions, radishes, and seaweed. As before, the first thing you should do is to go ahead and just place them all and see how many characteristics are they sharing with each other. In this case, it may not be as easy as before because they're not as obvious as one characteristic in common, two characteristics in common, three and four characteristics. See, in this case, it's only seaweed that will be by itself. And again, instead of taking each one of these and waiting to see, will they have that shared characteristic? Nope. Rather, let's start, or let's do this methodically, practically. Let's do it intelligently and take a look at seaweed. We can read the background information, but all we're concerned about to complete this challenge for now is really taking a look at the common traits, things that they have in common with these other fruits and vegetables in the challenge. First, they're photosynthetic. Second, reproduces by releasing spores into water. So, releases spores into water, photosynthetic. I'm thinking something like this, releases spore into water. Is that something that they all share? Nope. So this should make sense. If these are all plants, then they should all be able to go through photosynthesis and create their own food. Awesome. Now, it seems like seaweed shares another characteristic with all of these. And that is, it releases spores into water. Oh, remember? If we put this here, yeah, remember, they all rejected it, meaning none of them have that characteristic except for seaweed. So it would be okay to put releases spore into water because it's only seaweed. That's the only plant that grows on water. So they're all photosynthetic. They're all plants. But only seaweed releases spores into the water. Now, it seems like they all share, or they all have three characteristics here. So let's go ahead and try that out right now. Now, I'm just going to guess and put this produce flowers in here. And remember, this is just a guess because sometimes you do have to guess a little bit if you don't want to be looking into all these. So what I could have done is put petals in multiples of 3. I'm looking for a trait that they all have in common so that I can put it here. And so you can see that these two don't share that trait. So perhaps it would be wise to maybe move this somewhere over here. Anyway, like I said, just a guess. It happened to be a correct guess. Now, if you get it right in your first guess, that's great. But if you start guessing too much, it's better to, methodically and do things well. So now, the radish is missing one more common trait. Instead of guessing, which you could, produces flowers, photosynthetic, and what else do radishes do? Produce flowers with petals in multiples of 4 and 5. We already have photosynthetic. We already have that it produces flowers, but we didn't know that it produced flowers with petals that are 4 or 5. So this should apply to a radish. However, this tree cannot stay like this because, well, these other ones are missing traits. They're missing another one. So, well, actually, maybe we did it. Petals in multiples of 3. Whoa! Again, you don't always get this lucky. Oh, told you. We don't always get this lucky. Take a look at the lemon. Petals in multiples of 4 and 5. So we're going to move the lemon over here because it is more closely related to a radish than it is to an onion or a banana or a seaweed. So, hey, I didn't ask you to pause the video at the beginning, but did you happen to think and try to guess which two are more closely related to each other? Yeah, lemons are the closest relatives to radishes than they are to onions or bananas or seaweeds. Only because they're fruits doesn't mean that all fruits are related, and only because they're vegetables doesn't mean that all vegetables are related. In this case, a banana and an onion are more closely related. They have more things in common than they do with anything else. So, our final question is a banana more closely related to a lemon or an onion? Which one does it share the most characteristics with? Well, in this case, a banana and an onion are photosynthetic. A banana and an onion produce flowers, and a banana and an onion produce flowers with petals in multiples of 3. So they share 3 characteristics, but a banana only shares 2 characteristics with a lemon. It shares that it's a photosynthetic plant, and it shares that it produces flowers, but bananas have flowers with 3 petals, and lemons have flowers with 4 or 5 petals. So our answer should be onions. Great. Excellent. See, as it says here, fruits and vegetables are usually displayed in separate sections of the grocery store, but some plants, that produce vegetables are more closely related to plants that produce fruits, and vice versa. It means just because they're fruits doesn't mean that they're all related. Just because they're vegetables doesn't mean that they're all related. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you the next time. Ba-choom!